All right, New Mexico, you're here with Elias. We're on Unfiltered. I'm sitting here with Johnny America.
What's up, guys? Thank you so much for having me, bro.
Absolutely, man. Who's Johnny America, man? How did you start? I see you everywhere, right? You post a ton.
2 a day, every day for 2 years. Posted
2 a
every
day?
2 a day. Never fail.
What was the post that started it all?
Dude, it's tragic. Honestly, my first post ever was a stupid date that I went on TikTok.
Yeah.
That was my very first post, and that hit 7 million views. And then just talking about that, and then I just kind of started talking about Albuquerque news, you know what I mean? And the very first news outlet I did is I had literally just got done doing this entire tattoo at Por Vida, you know, and unfortunately, Belle passed away. And that was the very first video I did, was talking about how, you know, Belle was tragically killed. Yeah. And that was my first video, and that's how I just got started.
That's crazy, dude. I've seen that video, right? It's whatever happened to those, to the girls that you bailed on.
Oh man, I have no idea.
No?
Never been in contact with them prior to that.
I think everyone always kind of wonders, like, because, you know, they were playing you.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. I think it's hilarious that you walked out.
Those individuals know who they are. Just kidding.
That's awesome. Dude, you're running around the city all the time.
Yeah.
Doing news.
Yeah.
Where do you have time? Do you have a normal job?
I do. I have a normal 9 to 5 hustle, you know, and I'm a federal employee. So I just have to be an expert at time management, you know?
Dude, I always kind of wonder, right? Because it always seems like you're in the right place at the right time. I'm like, how is this dude always passing a car wreck? Or how is he always seeing, like, you're always right there, dude. Do you have like a police scanner? What are you doing?
Man, it's just the law of attraction, I guess. I think I'm in God's algorithm for some just seeing crazy stuff in the city. I've always been that way, you know, where you're like, even prior to filming news, you know, like when I used to go out when I was younger, you know, I see a bunch of fights and I'm like, oh, snap, you know, start recording. And then even just now driving around the city, they happen to me all the time.
Yeah, I know.
All the time.
It's that's so funny. Albuquerque's so crazy, dude.
No, for sure. It's unfortunately endless content, you know, and it's so relatable because you know what I mean? You just talk about a place, you're like, oh, this happened on Carlisle and Montgomery, and everyone's like, I know where that is. You know what I mean? It just.
I know. Some people push back and they're like, how come you always talk about the bad? I'm like, unfortunately, that's kind of what's in the news every day, is nothing but the bad, dude. Like, it's not that I don't love the city. It's not that I don't love the state. It's just, it's always in your face every day. How can you not talk about it, right?
For sure. And I think it's good to be informative and not like putting it down, but just kind of shining a light on it in a different perspective, you know, because a lot of people won't see it if it's not on social media, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, social media is the wave of the future, right?
It really is, yeah.
Like that old legacy model, it's done. Some people still watch it, but I don't.
No, I don't think anybody does either. They're pretty biased, you know, and I don't know. The wave of like the new generation is like influencing, and I don't know, opinions on social media, and kind of just like from a normal perspective, I guess.
I've seen some of these like news reporters comment on your stuff, and they get really upset, huh? They get like kind of bugged.
Some of them are a little bit tribal. It's just like a feast or famine mentality, but you know what I mean? Yeah. If I don't do that to anybody else, you know what I mean? I'm not getting on you like, hey man, don't be trying to steal viewers from me. Like, what the heck? If you're so worried about stealing views or this and that, like elevate your game, and then you won't have to worry about me.
Exactly. And when you go to their pages, like because I look at their pages, I'm not gonna say I don't. They're very weak. Like nobody's watching their stuff. Yeah. And I mean, I think that just goes to show, right? That's why they get so upset. I even told one of them, I'm like, you guys are hating on, you know, people going out there and doing the news when you guys should be out there doing the news. Like, what's...
Yeah, for sure.
What's wrong? I mean, don't hate on people. I mean, just do your own thing.
Yeah, I think that's just a tribal mentality where they're just like, he's taking what's mine. You know what I mean?
Because stupid.
I didn't go to school to be a journalist. You know what I mean?
I didn't either, but that doesn't mean that we can't see and read and...
Yeah, for sure. make informative stuff. You know what I mean? It's stuff that's interesting to me and stuff that's interesting to you that we speak about. You know.
And obviously, it's interesting to New Mexicans because they identify with it. I mean, what you're pushing like 100, close to 100,000 followers, right? You're like 70, 80,000 on TikTok.
Yeah, I have 80,000 on TikTok and 33 on Instagram and close to 40 on Facebook.
Yeah,
Facebook does good randomly.
Dude, Facebook does really good. I don't.
Facebook does good.
So I used to stick to just TikTok only, right?
Same.
When I first started, I was like, I don't really want to go on to Facebook. Like my family's on there. Like I didn't know how they were going to respond. And then one day I just started posting there and it blew up, dude.
Yeah, Facebook gets crazy.
Yeah. Well, it's the demographics, right? You got older people on Facebook. Like, I think my demographics are like 35 to 65.
Yeah.
And there are people that vote and that want to stay informed. I think the younger generation is kind of like, we'll deal with it when we get older.
For sure. I think my demographics like all over the place.
Really?
Oh, heck yeah. I went to Chick-fil-A the other day with my girlfriend and there was some like high school dude working there and he's like, bro, give me a picture. Well, I was taking the order. Is taking
that
the order.
Weird for you?
Nah, I don't care. I'm a pretty friendly person anyway, so.
I think it's weird though when people want to take. So when I went to the Republican pre-primary convention, some guy wanted to take a picture with me.
Yeah.
And of course I'm gonna do it, but it's weird, right? Like for people wanting to me, I feel weird, right? I'm like I'm nobody.
I mean, in your own mind you are, but to them, you know what I mean, you're a celebrity because they see you on their phone all the time.
Yeah. What kind of interviews have you been doing lately?
Shoot. I did one with Steve Garcia the other day. That was really cool. I like Steve Garcia. I've known him for years because I used to work at a gym back in the day. So I've done it with Steve Garcia. Looking forward to doing possibly some with the governor elections coming soon. So I haven't done really too much yet. Last one I did also prior to that was with the police chief, Cecily Barker.
What'd you think about her?
I personally don't know enough about her. She's, from what I've heard from other officers, if she's been quite recommended. But prior to this, I heard she was, being set up for that position long before Medina retired, supposedly. So,
like, dude, you interview all the people that won't talk to me, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you interviewed Sam Bregman.
Yeah.
You're talking to Deb Holland's people, right? Or have you done an interview with her?
I have yet to reach out to her at all.
Yeah.
I haven't reached out.
And they'll talk to you, right? And it's because,
I think they're scared of you, though.
Yeah. I'm very strong in my opinions, but at the same time, like, I'm not going to attack them. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I'm going to ask you some real solid questions, right?
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they're so scared of that. I understand why Deb's scared of it. And I think that she is a sweet person. I'm not saying that she's
probably
not.
is nice, yeah.
Yeah. Just like Sam's probably a good guy. I don't have any problems with that. But I think that they're scared to ask good, solid policy questions because everyone's so hyper polarized, right?
For sure, yeah. I mean, that's one thing that like I do maybe get on myself too much for is like, man, I was maybe a little too casual in that interview. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little too friendly, but it is what it is. I'm getting better with time. I've only been doing social media for less than 2 years, so like give me another year and I'll probably do better questions.
That's what I tell everyone too, because when you're in front of the camera, it's different, right?
Oh, for sure,
and sometimes you can draw a blank. You're like,
No, 100%. So when I interviewed the police chief, man, I went in there and I was super excited. I had all the questions loaded up in my brain. And then on my way there, the VA calls me, starts asking me stupid questions about medications and appointments. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even want to be dealing with this right now. Yeah. So like, I deal with that, get to the police station, I start walking over there and officers are like super excited to see me. And then I'm like making small talk with like, I don't know, person after person after person. And then when it's time to interview the police chief, I'm like, I don't even remember anything that I was going to say, And that was like probably the worst interview I've ever done in my entire life because I did the intro and then I asked her what her name was after I just said her name. And I was like, oh my gosh. Whatever.
Dude, you fall flat on your face a bunch, right? But
everyone bombs once or twice.
Yeah, exactly. They're not. I mean, you keep getting better. I did an interview with Didi. I can't ever pronounce her name. Aprika. I'm actually talking to her later on today, but Like, I did really well with her because I'm doing, like, these introductions
Who
of
is
the
she?
candidates. She's running against Melanie Stonsberry.
Oh, for Congress?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And she's super sweet. But, like, she was fun. And I think a lot of it has to do with the people, too, right? If some people are just like, like, they're not really talkative, it's kind of hard to carry that conversation.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. It is hard to carry a conversation sometimes, you know.
Yeah. But she was really good. And then when I got with, who was it? I can't remember who it was, but I'm like, I'm asking them questions and they're like, yep, yeah.
Is it my uncle?
We were just talking about that, right? Your uncle is Luis Sanchez.
My uncle's Luis Sanchez, yeah.
And he ran for mayor.
He ran for mayor, yeah. So I kept that a little bit of a secret. Well, it was during the campaign season because I honestly didn't want anybody to think like I was biased or I was interviewing just to interview him. But, you know, I kept it kind of secret because I just wanted to be as organic as possible. He spoiled the secret at the end of the interview, which I don't think everybody watched to the end. But he was like, "This is my nephew," and I was like, "Oh, uncle."
Why did you throw that out?
No,
there?
no kidding.
You tried to drop it,
no, for sure.
Trying to get some people to vote for it.
100%. Like some people caught it, some people didn't. But yeah, he's my uncle.
Yeah, he got smashed too.
I felt bad. I did feel bad a little bit, you know, because. I don't know. It'd be disappointing to run like a campaign and because he was very convinced that he was going to beat Keller in a runoff. He was like super convinced, you know. And when he didn't, he was pretty devastated by it.
He spent a lot of money.
Yeah, you spent a lot of campaigning.
Can you imagine like taking out a personal loan for like $50,000 for your campaign and then losing?
What happens? You got to pay that back, right?
Yeah, you have to.
Oh man, you can't write that off for nothing.
No, you got to pay that back. That would suck, dude.
No, that's a hard financial crisis. Well, especially that was some questions that I have. What if you have money from donors, right? If you donate me money, do I have to give that to you back, or is that just
no,
a tax write-off for them or something?
It stays inside that, right?
No, so it actually, if you get money for the primary, you can spend it. But if you have money, if say you lose your primary and you still have money that was allocated for the general, you have to send that money back to whoever donated it to you.
Oh, okay.
So it's broken up by primary general money.
Jacob is my producer, right? But he's also he's been in politics for 25 years, and
Jacob's the Jamie of this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. He's the Jamie, but he's been he's actually Jose Orozco's campaign manager too.
Oh, are you really? Yeah. Very cool, man. Very cool.
Yeah, we've been friends forever. So.
Elementary school, right?
Yeah, I know. We need to set up a screen here so we can
little green screen.
Yeah, so we can little fact check stuff over here. So, are you going to interview any more candidates coming up?
Honestly, I do want to interview because last time I interviewed Sam Bregman, it was just him talking about his ICE policies and charging officers if they. What the heck was that even about? I remember it was charging ICE officers if they wrongfully. I don't remember.
Yeah, I guess if they violated somebody's rights, he was going to charge
if they're
them.
illegally detained.
Yeah,
right. That's the last time I spoke with him. But I did want to interview him about for the future governor race, and then possibly interview Duke Rodriguez, Greg Hall. What's the other one? Turner.
Yeah, Doug Turner.
Doug Turner, and then maybe Deb Haaland if she'll allow me to.
Yeah, I really think that Deb Haaland is just going to ice everybody out.
Yeah,
because she doesn't like to be unscripted.
Yeah, for sure.
I would be surprised if she gave you an interview.
I mean, Tim Keller took me twice, so we'll see, maybe, because I don't know.
Yeah. Tim Keller, I mean, he's not, I don't think he's really going to be doing interviews much anymore. I mean, he already won. He's
yeah, for sure.
Dude, I wanted to ask him so bad about those 9 reports that he buried.
Which ones?
So, right before the election, right, Tim Keller, he fired the inspector general from Albuquerque. Basically, that he fired her, right? It was a wrongful termination. She filed a lawsuit against the city because she did 9 investigations on his administration on fraud, waste, and abuse. Now, 3 of them came out, but 6 of them got buried, and they never got put out to the public.
Wow.
And she filed a lawsuit against him and the city. I think it's still in court.
Lawsuits take forever, huh?
Yeah. And I wanted to ask him, because it's still going on, right? So it's still news.
Yeah.
And, I reached out to the city, and they're like, yeah, we're not talking to you.
Dang. That's tough.
Yeah.
But hopefully I could get Deb Holland. I would be respectful. I think a lot of it, made some bad blood by accident by talking about like the Epstein files, where she was on there allegedly with Gary King and stuff like that. I didn't make anything up. I didn't make anything up, and I didn't say anything bad. All I just said is like, hey, she's on the files, and it was for a campaign. She was running for governor. She was running for lieutenant governor, and that's about it.
I don't understand how they could be upset about that, right? It's public information. It came out.
Yeah.
You're telling people, like, yeah, she's in the Epstein files. There's a lot of people in the Epstein files, especially here in New Mexico. I mean, he operated freely here in New Mexico for a decade.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
I mean, anybody is not going to like it being brought to light, you know what I mean? Especially if it was like, it's public information, but it's on the low.
Yeah.
And when it's not on the low no more, then people don't like that.
Yeah, but it's still, in my eyes, bro, I'm like, look, you're in it. Explain to us what happened. If there wasn't anything really bad going on, we'll see it, right? We'll see through it. People aren't dumb, right? They're New Mexicans can see if you're full of shit or if you're telling the truth.
Yeah.
And if she comes out and she's like, look, I just got on a plane. I was with, Gary King. He was running for governor. I was just a passenger. Okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
But the more you try to hide something, the more it looks like you're doing something wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, do you think that's the end of her political campaign? Because, no. Duke Rodriguez is like, oh, she's done. She's done. But I'm like, I don't know, man.
Well, Duke's got he's got his own agenda. She's absolutely not done.
Yeah.
Dude, she's, the last poll I looked at, she's like almost 30 points ahead of Sam Bregman.
Wow, that's a lot.
So Sam he's basically...
He's in trouble.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble right now.
Yeah.
And by the end of her campaign, she'll probably have spent $14 million.
Jeez.
$15 million, dude.
And I'll never see that in my life, probably.
No, me either. But she's got the machine behind her, right? The Democrat
for sure.
machine, and we're seeing a lot of out-of-state money come into her campaign. I mean, I would say 70% of her money is out-of-state money. She's getting a lot of small dollar contributions, like 30%, but most of it is all.
I mean, she has a lot not going for her, but on her side, right? Because she's Democrat. She is ethnic. She's ethnic.
Yeah.
She's indigenous. You know what I mean? She's a woman. And that's like a lot of demographics.
So she hits a lot of. She checks off a lot of boxes, right?
Yeah. And then especially if you're anti-ICE in New Mexico, shoot, man.
So Albuquerque, and I was going to talk about this the other day. So they just passed that new ordinance, right, where now businesses have to post signs about where police officers can arrest if it's private property or whatever, and it's basically geared towards ICE.
Yeah.
And then if they do immigration checks in businesses, the businesses have to inform their employees 24 hours.
For sure.
And this is all I get it. I don't want a police officer coming into my property without a warrant, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But ICE isn't operating here.
No.
They're not operating
The
here.
last time they were here is when they got in trouble for tasing that dude in Walmart a year and a half ago.
And we're passing all these ordinances and laws, and they're not here.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think the Trump administration is going to send ICE here because all he has to do is turn off the money faucet.
Mm-hmm. See, I spoke with Sam Bregman with that just a hair at the end of our interview, because one of the biggest things during that time when I was speaking with him, it was going on with the Minnesota fraud. You know what I mean? And everyone was like, Albuquerque's going to be the next Minnesota. Albuquerque's going to be the next Minnesota. I'm like, that's entirely not true at all. The demographic of people in Albuquerque to Minnesota is not even close to the same. They are not worried about New Mexicans or people in Albuquerque. They're worried about Somali fraud that was going on over there in the billions of dollars. And that's not the case here. Sure, there's probably fraud in some schemes. There probably is, you know what I mean? But it's not the level
it's not in daycares that I've seen, and
No.
it's not. People are basically still looking here. There is a lot of fraud here. I think a lot of it is due to Medicaid, right? There's a lot of Medicaid fraud here. You know, people that are. There was that KISS. It was named KISS, Kids in Need of Supportive Services, and it was like they did like $1.5 million in fraud, where they were basically like sending the state like these wrongful medical things, and they were getting reimbursed millions of dollars. And it's but there is I've looked into it. I haven't seen any fraud like with daycares or anything like that. But there is a lot of fraud here.
I mean, allegedly, I think the biggest one that's out there is homelessness fraud. You know what I mean? That's a machine that...
Yeah. That's the machine
that's the money
that keeps
printer.
Going, yeah.
That's the money printer. The worse the homelessness is, the more money they need. And, you know what I mean? They're not trying to solve homelessness. You know what I mean? Why would they?
Dude.
It's a cash cow.
There's like maybe 10,000 homeless people in Albuquerque. And look how much money we've spent on the Gateway Center. Like,
it just got remodeled.
I know. Hundreds of millions of dollars, dude.
Yeah.
And that machine ain't going to get shut off at all.
Heck no, man.
People are making careers out of homelessness.
Yeah, for sure. I need to get in that business. Just kidding.
I wouldn't... Look, dude, like, if I ever got into a business like that and I saw something like that, dude, I don't think I could run with it. I would feel so bad, you know?
Yeah,
I would
for
expose shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's why, like, I don't know. There's people in those positions, they are, because they are, you know what I mean? They're not speaking about it. They're turning a blind eye, or they're benefiting from some things like that, you know? So why would they?
I don't think you could either, because...
Morally, probably not.
No.
I could joke and say, yeah, but definitely not.
Because money is, like... Money's great, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It helps out, but at the end of the day, you have to live with yourself.
For sure, and that's one thing that, like, personally, I'm like super dialed on, is like trying to be like a good person, live according to the Bible, be a good person ethically, live a good life, treat others well, don't steal, don't lie. And you know what I mean?
Yeah, you seem like a common sense guy.
I think so.
I know sometimes, like, I see your videos, I'm like, he's geared more to common sense, and like, if you see something wrong, you definitely seem like you would call it out.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
There's some things that go on in this state where I'm like, how is this even an argument?
Yeah,
how
for
are we
sure.
even talking about this?
I don't know, man. Sometimes I really do think that there's bots in my comment section.
Absolutely. There has to, dude. There's 100%. There's people that go in there that are geared to rile the comments up, right?
Oh, heck yeah. No,
dude, I've seen them.
I try not to dip in there too much, but sometimes I do.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I want to get in there and be like, this and this and this, and start arguing, but there's no point, because if you click on their profile, there's like, you know, they've got like 10 people following them.
It's like a picture of something random.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a picture in your profile, dude, I won't even accept you as a friend or anything.
100%. It's just anonymous burner accounts.
Yeah, it's
that
too
are just
sus, right? Like,
yeah, it's all username 23156. They're over there saying the meanest things, man.
Yeah, and they're there to rile shit up.
They are. They
Absolutely.
are for sure.
Do you like to respond to people?
Never. I never. The only ones were like, people only do this on TikTok. People don't do this on Instagram or on Facebook. But on TikTok, someone would be like, first comment, first like, Johnny, say hi to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those ones I'll respond to, be like, hi, love you too. You know, stuff like that. But other than that, I don't really respond, because I don't win nothing. You know what I mean? If you say something crazy to me in the comments and I fight with you back, I'd literally win nothing. I'd lose more than that. You know what I mean? So, and then plus for my mental health, you don't even really want to be diving in there.
Posting ghosts, bro.
I don't want to ego. I don't want to get my feelings hurt some way. I just didn't want to look at it. So it's just like, whatever.
And it's amazing how easy it is to get in there and, like, because I'm human. I've gotten in there and I've tried to respond to people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm getting all worked up over here, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
you can't sweat it though.
So now I
it.
don't. I'm like, you know, I'll put like 100. You know, I'll do the 100 sign, or
throw some emojis on there.
Yeah, I'll throw some emojis and respond, and then you can't respond to every comment. Like, especially in some of your videos where you got like 5,000 comments or something like that.
Some videos get crazy. Some, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Most of the time I don't like to, because like I most of the time try to like be more objective and be more not one-sided, but like try to just put general information out there. So I tend not to like, this guy should be in trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I try not to, because it's just going to get me in trouble with other people or make someone mad at me for some reason. So I'm just like,
Dude, you're lifelong New Mexican, right? You were in the military?
Yeah.
How long did you serve in the military?
4 years, yeah.
4 years? When did you get back?
2021, left in 17.
Yeah. What did you do in the military?
I was an infantryman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where were you stationed?
I was stationed in Fort Polk, Louisiana, unfortunately. The worst time to be in the military was during COVID.
Yeah. Did they try to force you to get vaccinated?
Actually, I was getting out when that was mandatory.
Really?
I was just getting out. Yeah. I was just getting out when the jab was mandatory. So
it was mandatory?
Oh, heck yeah. You could get an Article 15, get disciplinary action if you didn't want the jab.
That's
at that point
crazy,
in time.
dude.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you already got enough shots when you were in there, right?
Oh, dude, I have vaccinations for stuff I don't even know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get in a line and you got 10 shots in your arm. You don't even know what they gave you. So
Yeah.
it does stink, you know?
Yeah, because even like when you go out of the country, you're supposed to get certain vaccinations. So.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I got a lot in me, unfortunately.
What did you do? Like, what did you do in the military besides being? I know you said you're an infantryman, but what was your day to day?
So I actually had a really cool career. So half of my military career was being an infantryman, you know, and that's just typical. Like you go to work, you do PT, and then you go to the gun range, do gun maintenance. I don't know, look busy, and then the other half of my career, I was actually the chaplain assistant, man.
No way.
Yeah, it's sick. It was sick. So I got to do ministry for a small portion of time. You know what I mean? So 2 years.
Yeah.
And so when I was in the Army, my battalion chaplain, you know, he was a former infantryman. He was an infantry officer in 11 Alpha, and he told the brigade commander, he was like, "Hey, I want an infantryman as my chaplain assistant." He's like, "I don't want a chaplain assistant. Those dudes are a bunch of sissies." He's like, "I want infantrymen. I want to pick them." And then all of a sudden, get a knock on my door. They're like, "Johnny, you belong to the chaplain now. He picked you to be his assistant. You belong to him now, so do what he says." You know what I mean? So I got to serve under him for 2 years. It was sick.
That's awesome, dude. So what is your faith like now?
I'm still a Christian. So go to Sagebrush, you know. Sometimes it's hard to go, so just watch at home. But I try to always read the Bible, try to always read scripture, stuff like that.
I was curious about that, about your faith, because I'm super, you know, into my faith. I love God. I read the Bible.
Yeah, for sure.
I go to church, and these are like the building blocks of how I try to live my life now, right?
Yeah.
But I was curious about your faith because I've never heard you talk about it before.
Yeah, I mean, in my videos sometimes, like most of the videos at the end, I'll be like, "God bless," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, I just throw that in there. But on my Instagram, I always post Bible verses on my stories and stuff like that. So
I guess I've never seen those, man.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. So I try not to, like, you know, throw it in people's faces, or, you know, because some people just want the news. They don't want, unfortunately. Yeah. But, you know, I've always felt a calling to be in some sort of ministry or being something like that as well.
That's great, dude. I think people have a choice, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knows about God. Like if you live in New Mexico, you were either raised Catholic
or Christian.
Or Christian. You know, you have a choice. Everyone knows. Everyone's heard.
Yeah.
And they all personally have to make that choice, right?
For sure, yeah.
Trying to throw your faith into someone's face. I think some people are looking for it, right? But I think those are private conversations. But yeah, other people, they just need to make a choice.
For sure. I mean, I think more people are more like-minded than we give them credit for on that thing. Because, like, the other day, I posted a picture of my Bible, and I was like, "I just got a new Bible, guys." And that had, like, just tons of likes. You know, that's just an Instagram story. Mm-hmm. You know, so, like, it's people are, like, excited to see, you know, other people. And they're excited to see, like, you know, some dude messaged me the other day, and he's like, "Dude, I'm so excited to find you," because he's like, "You're not weird, you're not woke, you post cool stuff about Jesus, you post stuff about guns." He's like, "You're like the account that I've been looking to follow for like like a New Mexican person for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I appreciate that. Like, I'm just a normal person, but
Yeah.
like
Common sense.
for sure.
I think everything that you say is just common sense, right? You're not woke. You love God. You love your guns. You know, you're former military. You have a day-to-day job, but you got this massive following, right?
Yeah,
and
for
people
sure.
they want authenticity. Nobody wants anybody that's fake anymore.
No, I don't
and
think
I
so
think
neither.
that's a big reason why legacy media is failing. I think that's why a lot of politicians that come out and try to be all polished with their ties, I think that's why they're failing, right? Because people are craving authenticity. Nobody wants fake anymore. We're tired of that. I know I am. I'm tired of people being fake. I want raw and real.
I agree. And I think that's why a lot of these other people aren't successful on social media neither, you know? Because I always say, like, I'm relatable. I have tattoos. I'm a normal person. And I speak like a normal person. I'm not, like, putting on, like, some show. There was a crazy shooting on Montgomery. You know what I mean? I'm, like, just talking in a normal voice. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just, like, I try to be as relatable as possible. And people like relatable and people like authentic. Because, like, the same person I am on the internet is going to be the exact same person on the street. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
So did Bale do your tattoos?
Bale has done none of my tattoos. Rudy did my tattoos.
Rudy's good.
But every time I was getting tatted, Bale would always be eating some snacks. And he'd always be looking at my tats and was like, that looks good, dude. That looks good.
Yeah. He just loved the art, right? He was obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Rudy's really good. I love Rudy's work.
Oh, heck yeah. I've been getting tatted by Rudy for years and years and years and years.
It's hard to get in with.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the very first tat I got from him, man, it was crazy. I have a gigantic lion on my chest. And it was when, I don't even remember what tattoo shop Rudy was at. It was on the east side. And I saw him on Instagram. And, dude, I was like 19 years old. And I went in there and I was like, dude, I want a tattoo from you. You're like super cool. Like, I got cash. I'm ready to go whenever you are. And he's like, let's go tomorrow then. And I was like, oh, snap. He was like, I have a cancellation tomorrow. Yeah. And I was like, how much is this? He's like, oh, I don't know, like $1,500. And I was like, oh, snap. It's a lot to come out tomorrow, but okay. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Dude, tattoos are so expensive.
It's an expensive hobby. What, did Bale do any of your tattoos?
Oh, yeah. Bale and Helm are the only ones that have really done any of my tattoos.
Cool.
And
such a cool shop too.
I know. The very first tattoo that Bale ever did on me was, I have a cross up on my upper arm. And we did it in his mom's house, like 20 years ago. And he had an alligator so he went to Florida, and when they were driving back from Florida, they saw a little baby alligator on the side of the road, and he grabbed it and brought it home. And he had it in a fish tank in his house. It ended up getting big, and then he just released it into the Rio Grande when it got too big. But
that's baller.
It's crazy, dude. Yeah.
I'm amazed we didn't hear about that on the news.
I'd be like, dude, what do you? And it smelled so bad.
Oh, dude. I can imagine it being stinky.
Because he used to feed it like mice and stuff in there, and I'm like,
but reptiles stink. Like, if someone has a snake or a lizard, that thing stinks.
Yeah, dude, it was terrible. I'm like, we're tattooing in his loft. You know, he's got an alligator floating around.
What year frame was this?
It's probably like 2008, 2009. It was a long time ago. But he was just so fun, man. And as he got older, he got even funner. I mean, he opened up that shop. I mean, he had a different shop on 14th Street, but when he opened that one on 4th Street, he transformed that place into...
Dude, there's a barber shop in there. There's a shoe store in there. There's an ink store in there.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot going on in that place.
Yeah.
There's a coffee shop in there.
Yeah. That's where I get my hair cut, you know. Yeah. Because, of course, I'm going to support my cousin's business no matter what. But,
yeah, for sure.
And now, of course, Helm runs everything. But, you know, that was just so sad, dude.
Dude, it was devastating. I think everyone felt that, too.
So I got a call, right? It was like 8:30 in the morning. I got a call from, I think it was my brother. And he's like, dude, someone just killed Bale. And I was like, what? I was at work. I was sitting at my desk. He's like, yeah, someone just killed him. So I literally left work, drove all the way down there. There was like 150 people sitting on 4th and Cole. You know, we were all just there. It was terrible. It's probably one of the worst things that's happened to our family.
I bet. I think one of the most things that'd be super hard to deal with is all the stupid conspiracies that came out of that.
Dude.
Because Bell, he wasn't like a super high profile person, but he's highly known.
Yeah.
He's highly known. And then the thing that happened to him in his own business is high profile, you know what I mean? So it's just like,
yeah.
the conspiracies piss me off that went along with that.
Someone commented, because I made a video, and someone commented, oh, he had a dungeon, and
people say some crazy stuff.
You know, essaying girls and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, dude, I've been going to this shop since I was freaking 20 years old. I've never seen a dungeon.
Yeah.
You know, girls are actively throwing themselves at him. I've never seen, it's stupid, dude.
The rumors are weird, but like, I don't know, if something were to happen to me or I get in trouble, I'm sure there'd be some sort of, Johnny was always like that. He was always crazy. You guys just never knew. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
People always say something stupid.
And that's just, yeah, it was dumb. It really pissed me off because I'm like, you're insulting his memory. I mean, when he was younger, yeah, he was into gangs and he sold drugs. But as he got older, dude.
His parents weren't.
Yeah. As he got older, he did so much for that community. They did shoe drives, jacket drives.
Yeah.
They donated money. I mean, they were Por Vida, and still to this day, they're still doing stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm like, you know, when people redeem themselves, like when you're younger and you make mistakes,
yeah,
it's just part of your youth. Not everybody goes through it, but some people do, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then when you get older and you change your life and you start trying to help your community, and then people bash you when something terrible happens to you, that's just, it's such shit, right? And the people that are saying it because they read it on Reddit, like, where's your proof, dude?
They're just allegations that, if you're going to believe a story off of Reddit, you're crazy to begin with.
Yeah. And the thing is they're not even, there's no allegations either. There's no one that's come out and said, Bale did this to me, or someone in the tattoo shop did that. It's just gossip.
That's all it is, yeah.
It's gossip, dude. It's someone that probably disliked him. They're just spreading rumors,
hiding behind an anonymous name.
Yeah. I'm like, there's nothing in the court system.
No.
There's no one that's come out and said anything. So what are you talking about?
And like, because I think I've made like 4 or 5 videos talking about Bale.
Yeah.
And that whole situation. And, I was like, I don't care about any of this. The only thing I could speak about is how he's been to me. Mm-hmm. And ever since I've known him, he's been great to me. Nothing but respectful, shake my hand, be nice to me, be cool to me. That's all I could judge him for.
Yeah,
is the way he's treated me. That's it.
He was so fun, dude. He was just a big old kid.
Be chilling I remember going to the coffee shop, man, because Rudy was always late.
Yeah.
To get tattoos. Bell was always early, so Bell would be sketching, eating his breakfast. I don't know what the heck he'd eat, like yogurt or a oatmeal bowl, and that dude, you know what I mean? He'd be sketching and eating and just chop it up. He's such a cool dude. Such a cool dude.
He loved to draw and tat, and that was just their thing. And that's why that business just took off, right?
Yeah. It's authentic.
People can feel it, right? When you love your craft, people can feel that, and they want to be there, right? They want to be around you. I mean, I think they have like 14 artists there.
Yeah, they have a lot.
Yeah. I love it there. My daughter, dude, we go in there and they treat her like she's a princess, That place is so fun to just be at.
For sure. I'll go get my multiple personalities in there too, man. They got a different flavor for anybody in there.
Dude, they have those big boxing gloves. They're huge. They go at it in there.
Oh, I've seen them on Instagram Live doing that. It's crazy.
It's hilarious, dude. They go at it. It's a lot of fun, though.
But personally, I like back to what you were saying a second ago. I think that's like a really cool success story. What neighborhood did he grow up in?
South Valley.
Right. So like grow up in the South Valley, be affiliated in the gang culture, and then grow out of it, become a business owner, take off. Like, what more do you want out of a person?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like, we can't always get on these people that are turning their lives around. Like, you always want to talk about someone's past.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's talk about their future. You know what I mean? Like, if they've made some real changes in their lives, let's acknowledge that. I mean, he had a past. We all have a past. I have a past.
Everyone does, yeah. It's stuff they're not proud of, stuff they like to keep in the dark, you know?
We've all got one thing that we don't want us to talk about, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody. And it is what it is. I mean, if everyone's personal life was put out there, they probably wouldn't push out comments like that, right?
No, for sure. It's a dangerous game we play, huh? Being an influencer in the public eye. Have you had any? What are some of your positive and negative reactions you've had in public?
So, I've had people that have given me death threats, right? I had a guy send me pictures of a body in a ditch, and he's like, "This is gonna be you."
That's crazy.
And then I've had people that are like, "Thank you, I never knew that." You know. I've had people tell me, "You're very informative. I really appreciate you pushing out the facts." And then I've had people that just don't like it, right? And it's because, like I said, we're so hyper-polarized, right? There's a lot of people that are on the left, there's a lot of people that are on the right, and then there's a lot of people right in the center. And when you say something bad about the right, all those people get angry,
gets
right?
Pissed, yeah.
When you say something bad about the left, all those people get pissed off. And it's like, whatever, dude. I voted for Donald Trump, right? But I don't like everything that he's done.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
You know?
I could agree with that. But I will say, we are better off with that man than we ever would have been with Kamala. 100%. Yeah. Even though, we're in rocky times right now, possible escalation ladder with Iran, scary. But I'd still like our chances right now with. He's done not to freaking glaze Trump, but he's done more in his short amount of time in office than past administration in their whole 4 years. This dude's about action. You know what I mean? Am I thrilled with everything he's done? No, but he's about action.
Yeah, yeah, and some of the things are just linked to his administration, right? The stuff with ICE and they killed those 2 people. I definitely think that things with ICE could have been handled better. Kristi Noem was not the best.
No, I don't think so either.
Director of Homeland Security. I think that she took the one issue that people voted on in the United States and were like, yes, we want to deport people, and she flipped it, right? To now people are like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, for sure. I don't think they used ICE good at all. I think to me it just seemed very amateur, respectfully speaking to ICE, because when I was in the military, man, everything is drilled. Everything has a way it's supposed to go. Everything has a specific order of movement and escalation and de-escalation and speaking like that. You know what I mean? And it just, not to talk down on ICE, but it just seemed like a bunch of untrained animals whooping ass. You know what I mean? That's what they're trying to do. And I'm like, oh man, what is going on?
Yeah, and that all starts at the top, right? It starts with the leadership. And then you find out that a lot of these agents had only been trained 6 weeks. Yeah. And that's a big problem, right?
For sure,
you can't train people 6 weeks and then throw them out there. I think
an extremely hostile environment. Yes. Extremely. You need years of training, you know what I mean? To be dealing with that.
And then on the other end of it too, right? The Minnesota government wasn't complying, and they were actually following ICE agents, and it was just a very volatile situation that went very wrong. And neither side wanted to say, okay, that's enough. You know what I mean? Sure. But there's a lot of things that Trump's administration has done that I completely agree with, right? Like this Save America Act, that the Voting ID Act, where 80% of Americans think you should have an ID to vote.
Yeah.
What is wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with that at all, my friend.
Nothing, right?
No.
Dude, you got to present an ID to get on a plane.
Yeah.
You have to present an ID to buy alcohol or tobacco. Yeah. You have to present an ID to get a bank account. You have to present an ID to get SNAP benefits or Medicaid.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't we present an ID to vote?
Because they don't want to miss out on people that could possibly vote for them.
Yeah. And I know they say it's very small. It's a very small amount.
It's not. There's some of these families have 15 people living under one roof that are all registered to vote for one person. It's a lot of dense, you know what I mean? Dense demographic of people.
And in the state of New Mexico, when you get your driver's license, you're automatically registered to vote.
Yeah.
And in New Mexico, we know that illegal immigrants can get driver's licenses. So you have to clear the voter rolls. Because I'm sure there are illegal immigrants registered to vote. Whether they vote or not, that's a separate issue. But you need to clear your voter rolls. You should have to present an ID to vote, even if. And they always like to say it's not a lot of people, but even if it's one, we should be striving to make our elections that clean, right?
Yeah,
to where
for
not
sure.
even one person who is not supposed to vote doesn't vote.
I saw something on the news, man, about MLG passing some new thing where there can't be, what the heck was it? So, you can't have like a military person or something like that anywhere near a voting poll for voter safety. What the heck is that? Do you remember that?
I did hear about that. So armed police officers can't be anywhere near voter
polls?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really understand.
I don't understand it either. I guess it's like an intimidation thing or something.
Who's intimidating anybody?
But I'm like, crime doesn't stop just because there's a ballot box over here.
Yeah.
You want to, if a police officer is there, you should be happy, right?
Yeah.
Anywhere where a police officer is, you should be happy. Because that means he's going to protect you.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of laws that got passed, especially like this last session, that I'm like, really? Why did we do that?
For sure. There were some ones that needed to get passed, like that juvenile crime one definitely needed to be passed. SB 17, glad it did get passed.
Yep, SB 17. There was like the medical malpractice stuff that needed to be passed, but they're the ones that broke it in the first place. I don't know. So in 2022, Michelle Lujan Grisham, and I can't remember the lawyer's name. I don't think he's in office anymore, but he was the head of the New Mexico Trial Lawyers Association. They're the ones that uncapped punitive damages on medical malpractice. So they're the ones that broke it, right?
Unlimited.
They created this environment.
That's crazy.
And when I talk to the legislators, they're like, so no one in the state of New Mexico has been awarded punitive damages, but that's where the lawyers, they use it, right? They use it as like a sword. They tell these people, if you don't settle with us for $10 million, we're going to come after you for punitive damages.
That's crazy.
And the doctors are like, okay, we're going to sign. We're going to settle because we don't want to lose. Because punitive damages means that they'll lose their life savings. They can come after them personally, not just the insurance. So they could take away their house, their car, their kids' college fund, everything.
That's scary.
Yeah, it is, dude. And that's why doctors just fled the state. We lost
it's annoying trying to get a doctor's appointment here, especially get an appointment at the VA. Oh my gosh, dude. I call the VA trying to get an appointment. They're like, we're going to get you September. I'm like, sweet. 2027. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm going to be dead by then. I'm just kidding. But it's just like, dude, it's annoying.
And that's bullshit, right? Because you're a veteran. I think that veterans, they should be rolling out the red carpet for you guys, right?
Yeah,
we have
for sure.
the money. We have the money. When people, when they put their lives on the line or are willing to do it, right? You have to take care of those people. It's such bullshit. I was talking to Greg Cunningham about that the other
Greg.
day. Yeah, he's a nice guy. And, he doesn't like it either. And he gets the shit into the stick because he was...
he's in the Marines, huh?
Yeah, he was a veteran and he was a police officer, so, PTSD is a real thing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And a lot of people that have PTSD, they have to go get help, right? And
for sure, yeah. Man, when I got out of the military, I think one of the biggest things that I wanted to start doing for myself, I tried to get in therapy, and I was I'm not even kidding you, I was on a 2-year wait list to speak with a in-person talk therapy.
That's crazy.
And
dude.
I actually was on the list, surpassed that 2-year limit, and I got outpatient to some random clinic here, and I was able to get in with there. But it's pretty crazy, and that's not even a big ask. Talk therapy. It's not a big ask at all.
I don't think so. Yeah. Doesn't cost them that much. And even if it did, who fucking cares? Like, seriously, dude, like, shouldn't take 2 years to get a doctor's appointment. I tried to set a doctor's appointment for my daughter the other day to get a vaccination because, you know, she has to update her vaccinations just to be in school.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we can get you in 90 days.
Oh, sweet. She needs it like in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, well, you got to send me a note to the school because they won't let her come if
it's crazy, huh? Mm-hmm. You can't come to school unless you have this. I'm like, well, we're trying.
Yeah. And you used to be able to opt out of it. And I asked the school that.
Out of vaccinations?
Yeah, like you could sign a paper saying it's against our religious values to do these vaccinations. And I asked the school and they're like, yeah, we don't do that. I'm like, you should.
This is why everyone's homeschooling now.
Dude, a big population is homeschooling. A big population.
My sister homeschools her kids.
And it's probably better for them. They
are. And they're not weird.
Yeah.
I thought homeschool kids were weird, and they're not.
No.
My sister does this program, and my sister's kids are pretty normal. They play sports. They play baseball. But this group that they're with, they like take them to the range. I think it's called like Co-op Geo, or I don't know what the heck it is. They go to the mountains. They do all kinds of cool stuff with other homeschool kids. And they see these other kids a couple times a week.
Yeah.
So like it's cool. It's cool and it's safe.
If I could do it, I would do it, right? But I'm a single parent, right? So
that'd be tough.
It's hard, dude. I can't afford to send her to private school. I can't afford to spend $7,000 a year on a private school. So
how old's your little one?
She's 7.
Nice.
So I would, like, if I could, I would. You know, if ever one day that social media and this stuff turns into full time, I would love to homeschool her.
Yeah.
But, dude, it's hard. But I always talk to all my daughter's teachers. I'm like, I want her learning math, science, reading. Don't talk to her about social issues. I'll handle those.
Yeah. Does your child go to like a public school or?
Yeah. She goes to Barcelona Elementary.
Okay.
They're pretty good there. They're in the South Valley. I've had some issues with some teachers. Dude, when my daughter started kindergarten, her second day of school, I'm not shitting you, her second day, a little boy got a textbook and hit her in the face with it.
That's crazy.
And I asked the teacher said, well, this kid, he should be in special ed, but, you know, he's in a regular class and we don't have...
They don't have resources, though.
Yeah. Which is crazy to me because we're spending like $5 billion a year on education.
Yeah. That is crazy, man. I think that's one of the things that I get messaged about like every day is like my kid got beat up at school. Like,
so I saw the gun reports that you did with these kids that were, one of them was being bullied, right, or something, and that's why he carried a gun to school.
Yeah, I did a video about that, about a kid. He was in a high school. What the heck school was he in? I think he was like in maybe Del Norte or something like that. And the kid was getting bullied by another kid that had a firearm. The kid was like, you know what, I'm gonna get a firearm too to protect myself. And then, you know, that kid. The bully told the police, like, oh, he has a firearm.
He ratted on him, so he threatened him with a firearm, and then the other kid brought one to protect himself, and then he told on him.
Yeah. And that kid ended up having to, I think his parents moved him out of the city. But
that's insane.
Yeah. There's I don't know, man. I get messages like that all the freaking time. And it's pretty interesting how other news doesn't really cover it. Channel 4 will jump in there every once in a while and cover some stuff on schools and stuff. But for the most part, nobody really does. No one very much does.
That's crazy.
And then when that teacher essayed some students at John Adams, a lot of news just jumped on that, but very little.
Did you hear about that teacher that got arrested for giving vapes
to
her students?
Yeah, in Cruces?
Yeah.
Or is that in Carlsbad? It's one of the two. I did see that.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
So I heard some of them had
CBD.
Yeah.
I mean, that one I did read the comments on. I did read the comments on that video, and people are like, "This happens more than you guys think," and I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
I really don't doubt it. You know what I mean? I know how kids are. They'll be like,
yeah.
You know.
That's insane, dude. But can you imagine? You're supposed to be the teacher, right?
Yeah.
Supposed to be not only the moral authority,
she's
but
the
the
cool
authority.
She's the cool.
Yeah. That's not right, dude. Oh,
No.
If I was a parent and one of my kids is in that class, I'd be pissed.
Well, parents are mad because they said that their kids would have prior never been exposed to that. Obviously, stuff does happen in the hallways, but if an adult is condoning that, it's condoned. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you're good. Like, I won't get mad at you.
Yeah.
Then you would probably be inclined to try it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I probably would.
At 16 or 15,
Give me that thing.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it looks
you don't
cool.
know any better. Yeah, everyone else is doing it.
It feels cool in the moment, right? It feels cool.
Yeah, but then she could have started a lifelong addiction for that kid.
Yeah. Plus, you don't even know what other kids have. If there's CBD in it, if it's like a card that has, you know what I mean, cannabis in it. You don't know what the heck is in that thing.
And I heard that some of them are like off-brand. Some of these kids were buying them from people that were making them, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. That anything scares me that's like anything about that because you don't know if it's fentanyl. Fentanyl's in everything. Fentanyl's literally in everything. I've seen some allegations in the past saying that there's possibly fentanyl in vape, which I don't think that's any validity to that, but I don't doubt it either.
You never know, though, right? We never know until someone dies from it, you know?
Yeah,
until you hear about it, and you're like, oh, a 16-year-old died because he vaped a pen that had fentanyl in it.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Especially if it's one that someone's putting their own drops in. You don't know what the heck's in that stuff.
Exactly. Dude, I was looking, so the Albuquerque Teachers Federation came out with a survey, I don't know, a few weeks ago or something, and all of these teachers inside that report, and I just did a video on it too, but dude, these teachers are getting beat up. They're like, I'm getting beat up, I'm getting punched, I'm getting kicked, I'm getting bullied as the teacher.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I kind of feel like they need to take some responsibility for that. They caused it, right, with this do no harm, no discipline, make everybody feel like they're the center of the world and they can have emotional outbursts. And
I mean, like that video that you posted on the other day where it was like exposing what was going on in New Mexico schools. That lady was like, the teachers know, or the kids know that teachers are like, they're just there and they can't do nothing more than just yell at you. You know what I mean? My mom's a high school teacher and my mom's been punched in the face by a student before.
That is insane.
My mom was beat by a student before, and you know, and it's kind of a mess.
What do you do when you hear something like that?
Dude, I was in the Army when that happened, so I couldn't even. You know,
you couldn't.
The only thing I do is just be, support over the phone.
Them.
Yeah.
That sucks, dude. That's so terrible.
And my mom had to be put on. It was a messy situation. I won't say it was school, but like, it was a mess. My mom got put on leave, because that other girl, he said, she said, she hit me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And the class was like, she didn't hit her. You know what I mean? But like, it was pretty crazy. And then plus my mom now is my mom was terrified of students for a while because of that.
I can only imagine.
And
that's the thing that sucks, right? Is you have a lot of really good teachers, but then you have these policies that are pushed that really just kind of hinder them.
Yeah.
One of these I read that survey, and one of the teachers is like, I don't even get to teach. She's like, I spend 80% of my time filling out paperwork or breaking up fights, or, there's so many things that they have to check off now just to be a teacher.
Yeah.
And that's bullshit.
It's pretty crazy. I don't know. I would never want to be a teacher. They're underpaid too, man.
Yep.
They're underpaid.
Yeah. I think, like the highest paid, so I know it works in tiers, right, after years that they've been there. But it's like 60. They top out at like 65,000 or 60,000 a year.
Yeah, well, there's like certain certifications you can get, like a national board certification, where you could get potentially higher pay and stuff like that. But I think they tap out somewhere in there.
That's not enough.
No, my whole life, man. Me and my girlfriend were at Target the other day, and I was like, "That's my high school teacher over there."
Yeah.
And she was like, "That guy is," and I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Why does he work here?" I go, "Because he can't make enough."
Yeah.
I was like, "That teacher right there has worked at Target since I was in high school, and he's still working at Target." I was like, he does both.
How are we supposed to get people to go into that, right, to become teachers when we're only paying them? Because they only make like $40,000 a year starting. How are you supposed to live on $40,000 a year?
Yeah, for sure. I even had teachers that were bartending. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just you can't make, especially in this economy. If you don't have like another spouse or a roommate, you're screwed, man.
Things are so expensive, bro. Have you bought a house out here or no?
I bought a condo. So when I came back from the military, I bought a little condo, and I got out of that thing. The HOA was just ridiculous, but I've been trying to get a house, and everything's just crazy expensive. Crazy expensive. What about you? Yeah, property?
So dude, I live in an apartment right now. Yeah. I got divorced and lost everything, and but we're good. I mean, I'm looking for a house, dude, but I'm kind of in the same boat you are. Like, everything is so expensive, dude. Yeah. Like, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house is
$300K.
Yep.
Well, what is this? $300K. Yeah. And like on a single income. Mm-hmm. Plus you have kids.
Yep. That's the boat I'm in, right? Like, I saw one that I really liked, dude. I really, really liked this house. Yeah. It was nothing crazy either. It was 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Yeah. Small little yard. It was a little bit of an older home. Yeah. And it was going to cost me like $2,200 a month. I'm like, dude, $2,200 a month. That's
plus other bills, plus it adds up so dang quick, man.
Yeah.
We're end up paying a disproportional amount of our monthly income for rent is crazy. It's crazy.
So you almost need 2 incomes. I mean, unless you're making $150,000 a year.
That's the new middle class. $150K is crazy. You know, I don't know. That's like my plan is like, me and my girl get married and then get a place together. So that'll be the next move. So
yeah. Well, I gotta thank you for coming on, Johnny. I appreciate you coming on, man. I want to do more stuff with you. I would love to have you on again. Yeah. I think what you're doing is great, dude.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
I love what you do.
You too, man. You do.
I think just going out and presenting the news in the fashion that you do it, I think it's so much better than legacy media.
Easy to understand.
Yeah, and there's no bias in it, right? Because you have your personal opinions, but you just put out the facts. This is what's going on. This is what's happening. Like it or leave it, you know?
Yeah, for
sure.
And
I think we just need more of it.
Thank you, man.
Well, all right, New Mexico. See you on the next one.